Yes, yes, yes. And of course, we have some honorable mentions up in here. As Dale, I'm gonna tell you something about Dale, man. I don't know, a lot of y'all don't know the story, I'm gonna make it short. When we first started out, Dale was just following us from the beginning. And I believe one of the first classes that we had coming here to Detroit, I think we had it at your place, right? Huh? You was in the audience, and he came, and it was about probably 20, 30 people there. It was some guys there, may the Lord bless their soul, called by the name of the Truth Seekers. There wasn't nothing wrong with seeking the truth, but hey, we were there. And Dale was in the audience. I'll never forget this. And as we began to travel the earth and go to Egypt or whatever the case is, you know, some people, you know, went rogue and didn't want to follow, you know, just, you know, and I'm not a person that is overbearing, right? That would say, hey, you better get in order. I'm not a tyrant or anything like that. But I would expect those who learn the truth to have some level of respect, right? And if you have respect, and we're asking you not to do things so to not give us a bad name and destroy the work that was put before you, at least we can get that appreciation. So the young guys, they were pretty young though. They was outside the country. They had never been outside of America, and they was sowing their oats and everything else. And I remember when I spoke to Dale, I'm like, Dale, what's going on? And Dale is like, well, listen. If I got to do this by myself without them, then so be it. Anything you need? And he was literally by himself. The rest of the people, a lot of them went rogue with the truth seeker thing, and of course, everything was there. Of course that came. Of course. It's okay back there? I'm going to tell you, you know, Satan being the principality and powers of the air, if he's going to mess up any frequency, it's this one today, I tell you that. But we're still going to persevere through, like I was saying with Elder Dale. He stood. He stood by himself with his family. His family actually, believe it or not, walked away from a mega church. Word of Faith. Word of Faith. What was the name of that pastor? Bishop Butler. I know Bishop Butler. He had some guy running around. Was that the guy running around on, give me money, money, I want money right now. Money, money, money. Oh, let me anoint this money. Bring it up on the stage. That guy. Leroy Thompson. It was Leroy Thompson. Money coming now. I'm like, Lord. Do you notice when our people were involved in all that prosperity garbage, that there was no pushback by the authorities like the Jesuits, the apologetics? No one said anything when our people were following that garbage. A matter of fact, when I looked into it, James White, years ago, this guy, he was standing behind T.D. Jakes one day as an overseer. When I looked in the video, I'm like, this is interesting. You got apologetics behind a doctrine that's destroying our people. And the Kraft family came out of that. Dale stood alone and said, listen, I'll help you through this thick and thin, elder, until we together again. I went overseas, and there was not one thing that we didn't need that him and his family didn't provide. I mean, what a loyal brother. What a loyal brother. And the Most High stated, Christ said that the greatest amongst you shall be a servant, your servant. Be not many masters. And you notice everyone key on the boisterous one, or the people need to be seen, or want to put a camera in front of them. But I'm going to tell you, you be sleeping on those who just lay back in the cut and watch what's going on and organize in silence. They're the real servants of the Almighty. I'm going to tell you that. We have a serious lesson today. First and foremost, all praises be to the Most High. I'd like to thank you all for coming out today for this feast of dedication. And we have a short lesson with festivities today, but I still want to leave a lot of what the Most High have bestowed upon me as far as this lesson He put on my heart today. Before I do that, since I'm giving out my shout outs real quick before I go into the lesson, I need y'all to give it up for Bishop Ariar from Chicago. Bishop Anya from Cleveland. And Bishop Gocc from Pittsburgh. That's an Israelite indeed right there. And it's time to go into this word. Today's lesson, and blessings to my brothers and sisters who are watching this particular lesson out there in the world throughout the four corners of the earth. May the Most High bless you this Sabbath. We're going into the east of the feast, the end, of the Feast of Dedication. Dedication is a temple being dedicated back to the Almighty after getting destroyed. And that represents what have gone on and continue to go on with God's people. Most of the time when you're thinking of prophecy, we more so focus on the negative of what's going on in the earth. We see the destruction coming, but ignore the Most High hand and what He's doing with His people. Building a temple. So what's going on in the final hour while the Most High is building His temple? Well, what's going on is we're being refined like gold. And I'm going to go into these scriptures to show you what's going on. Some people may see things on the surface without appreciating the final product of the Most High's process. What do I mean by that? When it talks about being refined like gold, let's get that first, Elder, if you can, the one in Isaiah I asked you earlier. Isaiah 48. And I'm going into it from this perspective so that we, as God's people, as the children of Israel, can view the awakening and the building of the Most High's temple as the angels view it. What do I mean by that? Imagine the patience of an angel who stands before the glory of the Almighty daily and see us in our darkest moments, see us unrefined, but yet his work is to minister us back into where we need to be according to the Most High, and to help refine us, understanding what the final product looks like. When you see gold, you go to a jewelry store, it's shining. The lights are all on it. It's glistering. Right? A brother may take his wife or his fiance or his wife to be up into this place and see that, and of course your pockets get light if you're going that route. But we see the finished product with the glycerin, the lights, everything is there. And we're like, man, that thing is shining. So we have to view each and every one of God's children that way. Why am I saying this? When you dig gold out of the ground, when you dig it out, brothers and sisters, it's almost as if you can't discern it from a regular rock. It's like it's soiled, it's dirty, it's dirt mixed in gold particles. Normally, if you would see gold and stumble upon it, you would just look at it and just throw it away, because you wouldn't know that you had a gold nugget unless you understood what you were looking for. So understand that this is what's going on with our people. If I was to just notice or focus on the dirt in the soil that's connected to the gold, then I would more so lean towards thinking that it's a rock and just throw it away like any other rock, instead of looking at that gold and saying, how can I help refine that? Now, something happens in the process of refining gold. When they put it in the fire, when it's put in the fire, all the infirmities are coming to the top. And then next thing you know, it slowly but surely dies out, and then the gold can now be worked with the smith separate from the infirmities. Now think about the final hour, where the Lord says that we must endure temptation in the final hour. So what happens? In that final hour of refining, all the darkness comes out. And you may look at it and say, what's up with this person? What's up with that person? Not realizing they being purged. Wow. Wow. And they're being purged not so that only we can see it, so that we can actually see ourselves like we've never seen ourselves before. That soiled, dark thing that we knew needed purging when Christ called us to the water. So if we come closer, we're going to see that dirt come up and all that, and see all that and be like, well, oh, what's going on? It's a purging. So if we were to look on the surface with everything and not have patience like Christ and the angels, none of us would make it. And I'm saying this to all you brothers and sisters, as the Most High have shown me this. And always remember this. As long as your brother or sister is still living, there's a chance for them. It's not to say that we ought to tolerate foolery or tolerate purposeful, intentional transgressions. But we have to understand what people are going through to heal them. And what have brought me there? Something happened in this week to me between dedication last week and this week. Right? And it had me view things from a different vantage point. From I'm not from a different, but from a humble perspective more so. Knowing that I wasn't feeling too well, but I had to go. I had to be there for my brothers and sisters in California last week. And I had to be here for you this week. But in the midst of it all, I was so down as far as not being able to move. It allowed me to think and not have to worry about the pressures of fixing everything with every phone call. Why? Because I couldn't. And while going through that, the Most High did something in my mind. Usually when I'm calm, you get sick, you can't eat as much. You're fasting without actually preparing to fast. All types of ideas came to my mind. And it was like, okay. And it happened during the time of dedication and the building of the temple. I'm like, this is deep. How sometimes you have to be tore all the way down like it was during the time of Maccabees to be built up at the very end to finish at the end. And that's not just a temple. That's each and every one of us. That's all of us. And I had to examine, okay, the week before last, we went to Connecticut. I think that's where that bug got me. Whatever that thing was. I don't know if we went to the store or something. I think that's where it began. But I just ignored it or whatever the case is. And then I started feeling a little something on my way to California. I'm like, it's not a big deal. And then it really hit me in between this week. And the Most High had it where, okay, you're not going nowhere. You're forced to think. Think inward concerning everything. And I said, that's our people. Patience. Patience, that's all of us. That's all of us. That's that infirmity that's in us. Sickness, brothers and sisters, comes with the curse of Adam and Eve that leads to death. It's a curse. We're not supposed to be sick. It's an infirmity. But we only look at infirmities on one level, the outside body. But Christ understood something greater. That no, I need you to understand this sickness on every level if you're meant to help heal God's people. If I'm seeking to be healed on every level during this hour of temptation, I must view what sickness really is and how to heal it outside of the physical. So when I see our people are plagued with sin, that I don't look down on them as if I'm better than my brother or sister just because I found the law. They're sick. They're sick. We're physicians. So that's why you never see me at any time with any video that I ever put out there with doing this work of the Most High, where I would ever stand before anyone and accuse brothers and sisters who are dealing with things, because we were called to be healers. Not that I don't see infirmity, but I'm more so focused on that gold. That gold. Elder Lawyer, if you can, Isaiah 48:10. Can I get some napkin? Oh, I got some.
Yes, sir.
Excuse me.
Isaiah,
I'm getting over it. Just bear with me.
Isaiah 48:10.
Here you go, Elder Lawyer.
Yes, sir. Isaiah 48, verse 10.
Somebody give Elder Lawyer a mic.
All right. Isaiah 48, verse 10.
Isaiah 48:10. Read it.
Behold, I have refined thee, but not with silver.
I refine thee, but not with silver. Read.
I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction.
I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction. When it talks about the hour of temptation, seldom do we understand what it's talking about. The hour of temptation is when we're being refined, and now we must endure all of the soil and all of the stuff we develop in this world and cleanse it out before the end. And you rather come out where it can be seen in order to overcome and repent from it. You understand? It's like, just imagine a smith is sitting there dealing with the gold, and he looked down there as he burning and refining the gold, and he see all the dirt up in it. Like, man, what's this? What's going on? All the dirt is coming to the top. Oh, this is nasty. And he goes throw out the whole pot. No, he's like, it's working. I can see it now.
All right.
And eventually what happens, the dirt it just disappears. And then he stirred around and there's no darkness in it. And then he turned the fire off and pulled it up. That's us. Whatever we've been struggling with in the flesh, coming up before the truth, shaped in iniquity, it's going to show itself in the hour of temptation. It's going to show itself as a reminder where Christ would look at it and say, listen, remember, this is what I forgave you for. I did everything to show you how to overcome this. But at the hour of temptation, it's going to be up to you to beat it. It's going to be on you to take what's ever left and get rid of it yourself. That's how the temple is built. Behold, I refined thee, but not with silver. I have chosen thee in the furnace of... And I gave the example that we must view things now as the angels see them. They camp round about us right now. And you have to realize the patience they have with us, going before the Most High and saying, listen, I know you love this brother. I know you love this sister. But you keep sending me here, and what's going on? They keep on. And the Most High, Christ look right at them and say, listen, that's my servant that's chosen. What I need you to do is minister unto him and turn him or her to me. I've already destroyed the accuser of the brethren. You're not here to accuse the brethren. You're here to bring them back. Steer them right, but you cannot harm them. My brother, my sister is going through something right now. And I know what they'll be at the end of it. But the angels cannot strike or do anything but by permission. So that's the patience that Christ had sitting around publicans, sinners, where the Pharisees and scribes were accusing him. He must be a sinner. He must be. Look who's he around. Look who he's around. But Christ seen him and said, you know what? And I like this because I always give my North Philadelphia examples. I can always go back to North Philly and sit down with my brothers and sisters, understanding that they don't know what I know, whatever the case is. But you know what I love about that is the fact that they are real. They're not faking. It's genuine love and concern, as it was when we were children. And I'm like, you know what? And then I go around an environment and it lets me know, okay, they're not doing everything right, but they're around me enough. They ask, well, June, what's up with this and what's up with that? I heard you're popular now. What you doing now? And then it gives me an opportunity to share. Then I started to understand that there's different ways of spreading the gospel. It's not just on the street, hollering at people, condemning them for what our brothers and sisters know is wrong already. They know they ain't right. But it's about having the opportunity to stand beside them and guide them through it. And to help them be refined like gold. And be a friend to them. To be a light to the people. Behold, I have refined thee, but not with silver. I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction. Read.
11. For mine own sake, even for my own sake, will I do it.
Even for mine own sake will I do it. Read.
For how should my name be polluted? And I will not give my glory unto another.
And I will not give my glory unto another. Elder Lawyer, if you will. Let's go to Zechariah 13 and 9. A matter of fact, awake.
Yes, sir. The book of Zechariah, chapter 13.
Start at 7 if you don't mind.
Yes, sir. Zechariah 13 and 7. Awake, O sword, against my shepherd, and against the man that is my fellow, saith the Lord of hosts. Smite the shepherd, and the sheep shall be scattered, and I will turn mine hand upon the little one.
And I went there because the example I gave with Dell's family, how they was in a mega church and all of that. And he says, smite the shepherd, and let these people come and follow the truth. Brothers and sisters, make no bones about it. The black church in the United States is finished. And I know, listen, I know we're clapping, but I mean, it's, that's the word. It's not a good thing. It sustained us with these holy, righteous people who came through the churches that got us through chattel slavery. And it shaped the culture, not of just America, but the earth. Through that, that spirit in the church brought us together and protected us as a people. So it's almost, it's a somber spirit that comes with it. It's nothing to celebrate. But it's finished. Because the shepherds understood the doctrine was going another place. From holiness to prosperity. And made a choice. They didn't have all the laws that we have today. But they had a moral compass. A line that they wouldn't cross, fearing God. Eventually the truth was going to come anyway if they stood right there in holiness. They would have received everything we receive today. It just wasn't time, in the 60s and 70s and the early 80s. The seals weren't broken at that time, but these people, I know people. I mean, I got a long list of family that come out of the Christian church, on pastors on both sides of my family, mother and father side, on my great grandfather's side, going all the way almost back to slavery. Pastors, shepherd, you can just type it in. But it was a choice. And the choice was prosperity or holiness, continuing in the fear of God. And they chose prosperity. The Most High smit the church. Everybody's seen what happened during the time of the pandemic, where all the preachers sustained their prosperity, gave their congregations over and told them to go get the stuff. And when you look up in the congregations of the churches now, there's no people that's going to the black church to sustain it. They're either sick or have been placed in the ground already as a sacrifice to the God they turn to. The majority of churches, it's systematic how they did this. Because without us even recognizing, and I know this to be true, all of the churches that are sustaining now in the United States are now what? Being controlled or rented out by immigrants. By immigrants. The first church that's why I'm talking about building this temple. Doing the Feast of Dedication. Bring y'all on the journey and give y'all some examples of what the Most High will tear it all the way down to build it up. He'll smite the shepherd so that his little ones can be scattered. But guess what? None of the Most Highs are lost. I went into Philadelphia and I spoke to Pastor Lewis Nash, with Elder and Lawyer. In the first videos y'all seen, the Most Highs, the name of the Most High, the 12 lost tribes found, and all the other different videos I've done from a little corner in that church. Mm-hmm. At a time when I went in, he was looking at me like I was crazy. He says, June, I'll give you 1 day a week. What good would that be? Right now, he got people coming to the church. He's feeding people. Every Saturday after we would teach, we would leave out in time for him to feed the homeless in the neighborhood. And one day he just seen us growing a little bit at a time, saying, June, what you doing? I'm like, Lou, it's best you get on board with what's going on here. He says, June, you crazy, man. He says, that Jew black thing. He says, that Jew black thing. He said, listen, God don't really love black people. I'm like, brother, is that what you've concluded with what? That's how you've convinced yourself not to sit down and listen to what we're saying here? That you believe that I think that God only loves black people. But you know what? I couldn't fight against it because you got the veil. Doesn't matter what you say to a person, if it's not meant for them to see it based on what's in their heart and what's going on in their life, it's like speaking to a wall. And I can tell when something isn't registered. Came back around full circle. Same building. I was going to buy the building because it had some sentimental value to be able to now teach from the same place we started and have a locale in Center City, North Philadelphia, to bring in all the people I know to warn them. Right? But you know, hard-headed, want to play hardball. Because he see what have been done already all over the earth. He's like, man, what's going on here? I'm like, Lou, I told you the Most High is doing something. I'm like, so what are you doing with the building now, Lou? He says, well, I'm looking at renting the church out on Sundays to a Haitian congregation. Haitian pastor. I'm like, it's all good. They Levi and all that. But you can't see, you just help assist in hurting your congregation with getting subsidized by the government to open up the building for a jab center. Only when now you don't have a congregation to sustain your church. And now the outsiders who came in through immigration, they got the money to now have a church, bringing in some of the ideologies that come with, and I'm not talking about the regular Haitians who would actually just, I'm talking about they bring all types of different types of ideologies along with Christianity. The voodoo and all of that be a part of the church. The same way you may think the Christian church in America, the black Christian church in America, is the same church that's in Africa. No, they got all types of superstitions and crafts and all that intertwined within their services. And without them saying anything publicly, they replaced the black church all around the United States, just like that after the pandemic. Why? I need y'all to think about this. The black church was the beacon. It was the church that was shaped out of serious oppression. The whole world was watching as the Most High would now give us that fire and brimstone, that way of preaching that was not known to man. You would think that the old world would influence the preaching for those who came in the belly of ships to America, when it was really America's way of preaching from the black church that was influencing the world. We were the example of a people, brothers and sisters, left for dead, while the whole world watched our God rise us from the ashes, from the pulpit, where all the churches in England, Africa, and all that started mimicking what was going on here. And then what happens out of nowhere, our people start finding out we're Israelites here. And Esau was afraid that that same influence would flip all of the churches. So he said, you know what? Let's get rid of the black church here. They have too much influence. And let's bring in the others. And that's what happened. That's what happened. To show you, when we are faced with those forks in the road, that the right choice must be made. The black church chose the road of prosperity, and now they cease to exist. They don't want to admit it. It has been splintered into just people who still have faith from all these churches who decide to get who have decided to get a personal podcast by themselves, or a web page, or a YouTube page as an individual who's still standing in the doctrine, but is delivering as an individual by themselves because the church had been destroyed. And it says, he will smite the shepherd and turn the hand upon the little ones. 8.
And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein.
The third shall be left therein. How are they recovered? Read.
And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried.
Just like I was mentioning earlier. I'm going to bring them to the fire and refine them from all the infirmities, which is sin. Somebody give that baby what he or she wants. Spoil the child. At least for another 30 minutes. There it is. That baby's like, listen, it's milk time. I'll figure out who that guy is later. Right? It's so wonderful with the children. Every place I go, all the children come up and just hug and grab my leg and just go, hey, I seen you on TV. I'm like, how you doing? Just that they just that it's just deep. Let's read the 8th verse.
Yes, sir. Verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord,
Come on.
2 parts therein shall be cut off and die.
Come on.
But the third shall be left therein. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and refine them as silver is refined.
Silver is refined. So when people are going through that refinery, we have to be patient. This is Christ purging those he loved. Read.
And will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name.
They shall call on my name. Look what happened here. All of us. Some people didn't believe in the Most High at all. Some people said Jesus. Hey, it was me too. Jesus. God. Believe in that crazy mess. Christ is God. I'm like, what type of Jedi mind trick is this? God is the Most High. And the Bible tells us Christ is his son. Father, let this cup pass me, but if it be thy will, let thy will be done. I'm like, are they just trying to see how, how far they can go with to tricking believers? Right? Oh yeah, Christ is God. Okay, well show me God then. Then you see a picture of a lily white blonde haired guy. And then they say, you see that guy right there? That's God. Okay? So when you go to work, who are you looking at? I want to hear you. God. Right? So that was the Jedi mind trick. And guess what? I wouldn't have no problem if he was white. But don't lie on him. It was all part of the Jedi mind trick of the Jesuits to have it where it concluded, it's lying through omission. I'm not telling you that the white people or the Jews that are teaching you are God, but it will lead you to that conclusion without them saying it. Christ is God. Okay, I'm a grown man, I'm going to teach my children Christ is God. And then but when my children see Cesar Borgia, they were like, okay, I'm looking at God. Right? And then they ain't going to go to school, and when they see the principal, white, okay, that must be God. Well, who's the white woman? Is that God's sister? It's all about a psyop, a complex, but I digress. And I will turn my hand upon the little ones. Go down to the 9th verse.
Yes, sir. Verse 9. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined.
Come on.
And will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my God.
I will say, it is my people. It must be something right now from the heavens where the whole earth tried to keep the Most High's name from us for generations since the fall of Jerusalem, using the Tetragrammaton. It must be a sound to behold in the heavens to hear on the Most High holy day, God's people praising His name. When none of the authority revealed this to anyone. Brothers and sisters, y'all should have seen. Y'all should have seen up in when I was up in England, Manchester, Peace FM, where the Jewish guy, the rabbi, was sitting there. I forgot his name. As a guest, man, he was uncomfortable, man. He wanted to get out of there, but I didn't know whether or not he felt that it would ruin his reputation or what. But he was uncomfortable. You should have seen when I said the Most High's name and how he looked. He didn't look shocked at all. He was like, He said, well, we're not supposed to say the name because it'll be taking his name in vain. I'm like, what name? He said, I know what he was thinking. They know that they can't say the name in fear that we may call on it. That's what it is. It have nothing to do with, well, you can't say it amongst sinners because that's taking his name in vain. That ain't what that law is. The Most High say all through the scriptures to call on him. What are you talking about?
Power in the name.
They know it. They know that's the name. That's the power that the Most High hear from the throne that begin judging them here on earth. See, they're straight wizards, folks. They deal straight with what? Control through incantation based on the gods and what God is where. And the Most High Ahia is at the height of any god, even under the pantheon they believes. Ahia, or who they call Ea, is at the top of it. And here it is, it says, and they shall call on my name and I will hear them. And I will say, it is my people. And it says, and they shall say, the Lord is my God. Then it tell you in the book of Revelation, another deep zone, that the Most High's name will be written in the 144,000's minds. In the head of the 144,000. We're talking about building the temple after the temple had been destroyed. It's deep. There's no way we could call on the Most High name today if he wasn't communicating with us.
That's facts.
Because the world's intentions were to keep it from us. Right? We got fathers in the room. What happens when that little girl is crying, that little boy is calling your name, and somebody's threatening that child? Hey, you coming to put foot up in something. You coming in the door with foot first. We call the Most High in distress, going through what we going through, and we calling his name and his son's name, like, oh, stop the heavens. He come to put a foot in it, and they know it. There's a lot going on in the earth right now, brothers and sisters. A lot going on. So I'm going to talk about this. We must endure as the Most High build his temple. What's going on right now? Every time I speak, Trump done did something else. Do y'all think it's a coincidence that that what possibly could be one of the last presidents, if not the last one. You think it's a coincidence his name is Trump? Last Trump? You know his family name is Drumpf. Not Trump, Drumpf. The German family Drumpf is what he come from. And that's his, I would say, that's his celebrity name. Trump. Everyone is carving turkey Thursday, getting it all together, and Trump said, okay. Watch what they do at every recess during holidays, be it Thanksgiving or be it during the Christmas to New Year holiday while recess. Out of nowhere. I don't know if you know this. Trump said, well, okay, based on my wink, wink, my issue that happened around when somebody got assaulted, protecting the government's honor, we have to now sign a new law into order for the sake of patriotism. Right? Our brave soldiers stood before protecting the White House and protecting the people of the United States. And you know what? They went down in battle, but guess what? We have a law to protect this and to make sure it doesn't happen, it doesn't go any further. We are now, as of right now, locking down, not locking down, but barring all third world countries from traveling into the United States. Right? People eating their turkeys, Thanksgiving, they, oh, I'm good, yeah, oh, relax, got a day off and all that. And he just slipped that in there. That they are stopping people from coming in from other third world countries. Now, don't forget, it was the other administration to let everybody in so that now they can have an excuse to pass laws within the United States based on the people they let in, to indirectly attack God's people. Because guess what? Because when they put laws on the books in the United States, it's not going to affect the people who's going back to their own countries. Right? Let's read that real quick, Elder. I'm going to show you where it's going. Let's go to Isaiah. Let's go to Isaiah, which says that they will go back into their own countries there.
Yes, sir. Isaiah 13 and 14.
Isaiah. Listen to where we're going. Because remember years ago I said, listen, eventually we're going to have to plan on the outside of America and have alternatives based on prophecy.
That's right.
I went and left years ago, not even seeking to come back. But then the Most High was like, hey, you're not done here. I'm like, I see what this is. I will send you out as he-goats before the flock. How can you tell people they got to go somewhere and y'all didn't do anything to prepare for people to be somewhere in case of tragedy? How do you say just go someplace and not have provisions and have a way where people could survive? So we were being sent out as he-goats. We were just going, but not realizing we were, through the Spirit of the Most High, setting something up that could sustain our people after this. And then we come back where there was only a room of probably 20 people. And I'm looking around like, okay, the plot thickens. Let's read it, Elder.
Yes, sir. Isaiah 13 and 14.
13 verse 14. Read it.
And it shall be as the chased roe.
It shall be as the chased roe. Because don't forget, I mentioned that we must keep our eye on this when all the other nations begin to go back into their own lands after robbing America, after making it bare, destroying its economy. The economy of the United States is irreparable. They let them in to ravish the treasury, so to justify austerity on the people. Where there's no jobs, inflation, and everything is up based on the people they let in. That chapter, they turned that page now. So now it's having the people live through austerity with no finances to sustain themselves. And it shall be as a chased roe. Read.
And as a sheep that no man taketh up.
Read.
They shall every man turn to his own people.
Every man shall turn to his own people. Read.
And flee everyone into his own land.
And flee everyone into their own land. That's what's happening now. Trump now is saying, well, let's bringing out ICE, sending out ICE, and people are running. Some people aren't thinking about coming here and afraid they may be shipped into another country. And the people who did benefit from it, they cut off all the welfare, the subsidies, and all of that. Folks, when they shut down the government, it wasn't for what they were telling people. That was an audit on the population that depends on the social services. So they'll tell you it's one thing, but it's another. Millions of people were enrolled into these programs to bottom out the finances that would sustain those programs so that there's nothing left. So it was an audit. And through this audit, they said, well, we're going to find out how many people actually aren't citizens that are getting these benefits. And now what did Trump say the other day? Oh, yeah, by the way, we're cutting off all housing and finances from those who are illegals or migrants. So they have no choice after robbing America but to do what? Turn back to their own land. And leave God's people who's suffering at the bottom with the debt. That's what's going on. So the Most High had to make a way in which we would teach throughout the earth, have churches spread everywhere throughout the church to sustain us like it was coming out of what happened in 70 AD. We didn't just willy-nilly get up and say, oh, let's go. The disciples already had places. How do we know this? How do we know the disciples already had places to go? Elder Lawyer, let's go to Acts. He turned the pages already. You know where I'm going, huh? Look at that. Right? How do you know that the disciples already had places to go when 70 AD went down, or the people who was under the church? Right? Let's read it, Elder Lawyer.
Yes, sir. The book of Acts, the 2nd chapter.
Let's go here. Now there was a noise abroad, the 6th verse.
Yes, sir. In fact, verse 5.
Verse 5, let's read it.
Acts 2 and 5. And there were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men out of every nation under heaven.
Devout men out of every nation under heaven. Read.
Now when this was noised abroad, the multitude came together and were confounded, because that every man heard them speak in his own language.
Come on.
And they were all amazed and marveled, saying one to another, Behold, are not all these which speak Galileans?
Now these were Jews or Israelites coming to the temple, coming to the holy day, first fruits out of every nation outside of Jerusalem. Israelites. So where did they go? Where were they from? Read 29. Read the 9th verse.
Yes, sir. Verse 9. Parthians and Medes and Elamites and dwellers in Mesopotamia and in Judea and Cappadocia and Pontus and Asia, Phrygia and Pamphylia, in Egypt and in parts of Libya about Cyrene, and strangers of Rome, Jews and proselytes, Cretes and Arabians. We do hear them speak in our tongues the wonderful works of God.
Now here it is. They came from all these places to hear what? The testimony of Christ's ministry through Peter, the rock. Right? So then what happens? Let's go down to where the souls were baptized. Let's go there where it says 3,000 souls.
Yes, sir.
Right there in 41.
Yes, sir. Verse 41. Then they that gladly received his word were baptized. And the same day there were added unto them about 3,000 souls.
3,000 souls were baptized in Jerusalem during the time of first fruits by the disciples. So what would happen when they go back to their respective areas? They would set up churches in all these areas. So by default, once Jerusalem was destroyed, God's people would have a place for refuge. In 70 AD when it all went down. That's how it works. That's how it works. So it's all coming together. Don't forget, brothers and sisters, it's not like we rolled out some type of plan when it comes to this ministry. The plan was doing what the Most High say, go out and teach the gospel. But then it all fell in place. No, I send you out as he goats before the flock. Set up churches so that when it does go down, the people have hope and refuge with fellow laborers. The same thing. The same thing. Okay? They give you all some insight. So that people don't have to panic you. Or you have to, oh my God, what's going on? The other nations are going back. What about us? Well, folks, when you do the research and actually read the church fathers, do y'all know that all of the Israelites weren't persecuted in 70 AD? The church fathers came out of that. Josephus, the Church of Rome. A lot of people who wasn't dealing, guess who they were going after and destroying? It was the radical ones who were trying to overthrow Rome. It's the Israelites that they were going after. Mm-hmm. All the Israelites weren't destroyed in Jerusalem, folks. Josephus was still there. A lot of people were still there. But the majority of us had to be dispersed, as the Most High said. But he protected the churches. Up until the 3rd century, that's when Esau got in and just totally infiltrated it. But there were still remnants of us still there who weren't thrown into the arenas and all of that, who had authority and say within the government through the research. So I don't want people to see the end of the world and have all doom and gloom and believe, oh my God. Nah. The Most High will protect us through it like he did us coming out of Egypt. Coming out of 70 AD. He's going to protect us. Right? Thank you all. Thank you, brothers and sisters out there. We got 1,700 out there. All praise be to the Most High. Give it up for the people out there listening. Someone says we need a church in Omaha, Nebraska. It's coming. Don't worry about it. It's coming. All right, let's talk about this temple real quick. Elder Lawyer, if you will.
Yes, sir.
Real quick. Right? And like I did with the other locations, I'll take about 30 minutes. If anyone have any questions after the lesson, I'll be more than happy to answer those. I thank the Most High that he gave me, through the Spirit of the Most High, the strength to get through this week, right, and stand before and with the saints. And I'm going to tell you, it's a healing just being amongst you, brothers and sisters. Let's go to the book of Maccabees concerning this particular high holy day, or memorial more so, the Feast of Dedication. Right? We're going to 1 Maccabees 4 and 52. 1 Maccabees 4 and 52.
Yes, sir. 1 Maccabees 4 and 52.
Yes, sir.
On the 25th day of the 9th month, which is called the month Casliu, in the 148th year, they rose up betimes in the morning, and offered sacrifices according to the law upon the new altar of burnt offerings which they had made. Look at what time and what day the heathen had profaned it, even in that was it dedicated with songs and cisterns and harps and cymbals.
So what did Antiochus do? He sacrificed pigs on the altar, desecrated the altar, tore down the temple, burned the temple. And now it was a celebration and cleansing the Most High's temple. Like that little gold nugget I was telling you all about today. They left the temple destitute, abandoned. Abandoned. Just like our people have been left in the wilderness without hope. 55.
Then all the people fell upon their faces, worshiping and praising the God of heaven, who had given them good success. And so they kept the dedication of the altar 8 days, and offered burnt offerings with gladness.
Come on.
And sacrificed the sacrifice of deliverance and praise. And they decked also the forefront of the temple with crowns of gold, and with shields, and the gates and the chambers they renewed.
And I'm going to show you how this is being done in the Spirit today with his people. Read.
And hanged doors upon them. Thus was there very great gladness among the people, for that the reproach of the heathen was put away.
The reproach of the heathen was put away. Read.
Moreover, Judas and his brethren with the whole congregation of Israel ordained that the days of the dedication of the altar should be kept in their season from year to year by the space of 8 years.
8 days. Space of 8 days. Go ahead.
8 days, Lakia. From the space of 8 days, from the 25th day of the month Casliu, with mirth and gladness.
Come on.
At that time also they builded up the Mount Zion with high walls and strong towers round about, lest the Gentiles should come and tread it down, as they had done before. And they set up there a garrison to keep it, and fortified Bethsura to preserve it, that the people might have a defense against Idumea.
Against Idumea. Where do you find Feast of Dedication in the Bible? Let's go to John 10 in the New Testament. Let's go to John 10. Now, one of the reasons, as you all know, why they don't want us to read this in the regular Bibles or the regular King James Version Bible, they want to keep this away from you, is because this particular book connects the dots. It identifies the kingdom where Esau began to rule. So they took that out of the book so that we would never figure out who was who's Edom. But this is where Esau began to rule during the time of Maccabees. Right? So, Elder Lawyer, if you will, let's go to John 10. So it's written of in the New Testament. Because why? You have others out there claim, well, hold up. It's in an Old Testament holy day or memorial. You're not supposed to follow it. We're new in Christ. Where did Christ say stop following God's holy days at? I mean, these people are crazy. Well, you can't judge me in respect of a holy day. I'm not judging you. I'm just telling you Christmas isn't God's holy day. How am I judging you? The Most High put the holy days in a book for a reason. Twisted scriptures. You can't judge me in respect of a holy day. Show me where you can celebrate Christmas at. Lord have mercy. I'm not judging you. If you want to celebrate Christmas, do it. But don't try to put God into it. Don't try to connect Christ to it. That's all. Just celebrate it if that's what you want to do. If you want to be pagan, just do it. Trying to guilt people up with, you can't judge me. Who's judging you? I don't think people understand what judgment in the Old Testament looks like. Yeah. Yeah. Judgment in the scriptures, man, I'm going to tell you, a judgment in the scriptures, there's a rock pile where you were standing. Lord have mercy. Right? All right, let's go to John 10 and 22. Let's read it.
Yes, sir. St. John 10 and 22.
Yes.
And it was at Jerusalem, the feast of dedication, and it was winter.
And it was winter. So common sense will tell people that what? If you have markers according to the Feast of Dedication or High Holy Days, these what? Memorials and High Holy Days are important. They're markers in the Bible. New Testament. Right? And it was Jerusalem, the Feast of Dedication, it was winter. Read.
23. And Yeshua walked in the temple in Solomon's porch. Then came the Jews round about him and said unto him, How long dost thou make us to doubt? If thou be the Christ, tell us plainly.
Tell us plainly. Where was he at? Solomon's porch. So here it is. He's at the temple that was restored. Eventually that was restored. Right? So eventually the temple was destroyed. 70 AD. We all know the story. Only to be built back as it was prophesied, but in the spirit. So let's deal with one part of it at a time. In order to build a temple, we must first have what? Foundation. There you go. A foundation. We got some skilled people up in here. Elder Lloyd, if you can. Let's go to Ephesians 2. You must have a foundation. So the temple is getting built spiritually right now. Christ said, listen, I go to prepare a place. The Most High dwell not in temples made with hands. The temple was destroyed so that now the true builder could bring it in its correct form for those who deserve it. Right? Elder Lloyd, let's go to the book of Ephesians real quick, the 2nd chapter. And let's start, we can start at the 11th verse.
Yes, sir. Ephesians 2 and 11.
Ephesians 2 and 11, read it.
Wherefore remember that ye being in time past Gentiles in the flesh, who are called the uncircumcision by that which is called the circumcision in the flesh made by hands.
Remember when you were operating like the Gentiles. Right? Never forget that. And I constantly remind people of that who are Hebrews. Because sometimes we'll walk around with our head up as if we weren't doing the same things in ignorance. All right? Don't condemn people for doing things knowing that, okay, we celebrated Christmas too. Right? So we at least have some understanding with it. And that's why even Paul would write to church, remember, when you were acting like them, how are you going to bring our people out of it looking down on them? Right? Yeah, people, yeah, this person doing this, he doing that, or she doing that. Oh, were you not doing that and worse?
That at that time ye were without Christ, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel, and strangers from the covenants of promise, having no hope without God in the world.
And that was us. And you talking about seeing a world with no hope right now. Lord have mercy. You walk around and it's like the walking dead. But now,
Mashiach Yeshaya, ye who were sometimes afar off, are made nigh by the blood of Christ.
So it's not just by our own deeds we're whole or cleansed. Right? Of course, our deeds and efforts are appreciated. But all in all, it's through Christ's blood that have drawn us near to the Father. The Father was angry with us. So in order to preserve his children through grace, to have a people for a kingdom, instead of whipping us every time there should be a lash, he see his son. Every time there should be death, he's like, okay, I'm not going to do it. My son did it for him. That's how much the Most High have always loved us. We need to think about that. Every time we do something wrong that's worthy of death, the Most High looks at his son and say, you died. We're going to send those angels. They better get him right. For he is our what?
For he is our peace, who have made both one, and have broken down the middle wall of partition between us.
That middle wall of partition between us. Between us and our God. There's also a middle wall of partition between Israel and Judah. That we must all come together, the 10 tribes as well as the other 3 tribes. Read.
Having abolished in his flesh the enmity, even the law of commandments contained in ordinances.
When I say the 10 tribes, you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the northern kingdom, yes. Because Dan is out of here.
That's right, dude.
All right. If he repent, put down Zeus. Read it.
Having abolished in his flesh the enmity, even the law of commandments contained in ordinances, for to make in himself of twain one new man, so making peace.
So making peace. Speaking of that, something went by my mind. I was going to speak of it earlier when I was talking about all the places in the book of Acts that they were actually teaching and churches were set up. It's absolutely ridiculous. We got a brother who was with us in the Greek islands, right? And when we're in the Greek islands, you have to lay low. You can't do everything you do here in the United States, right? But we developed relationships. We would privately teach. We would also, on certain days when it wasn't Sabbath, just to make an earn, We would sing and do certain things like that, or deal with music production with radio stations or whatever the case is, to make an earn to sustain ourselves. Do y'all know right now, each week, the brother that was there is teaching a Zoom class with many people that are coming in from the Greek islands learning this truth. I need y'all to think about that. A lot of them even know their Dan too. Yeah. So when I see how the Most High have done this work, it was well beyond anything I could have thought of. I was just there because, hey, someone would say, hey, it was doom and gloom over in England. Every day in England, it looks like the end of the world. Dark clouds, rain, you're melancholy. The people look like they're malnourished, walking around with bags on their eyes. Like, Lord, have mercy, what's going on here? People are depressed. I'm like, man, where do y'all get sun at around here? Shabbat? It can depress you if you're there long enough. I mean, it makes you where you're like, oh. And it's deep because when you're in England, if it hits 65 degrees and the sun just peeks out a little bit, the people run outside with nothing but drawers on. It's a weird dichotomy. It's either you're wrapped up in cold and raining and wind and dark, or either if the sun peek out a little bit, it's lawlessness. I'm like, where do y'all get some sun around here? It's like, yeah, well, we go to this Greek island. Oh, yeah, we just fly there sometime and get some sun. I'm like, you know what? Let's take a weekend and just go there and just get some sun. We was only supposed to be there probably a couple of weeks. End up being there teaching and everything from over here before I came back to the United States for 5 years. So don't tell me the Most High isn't guiding things. I'm thinking I'm going into England to be there 2 weeks. And the Arab Spring happened over in England, over in Egypt. And now I'm like, I'm supposed to be here 2 weeks. And now I'm on Peace FM 3 months later, sitting next to a rabbi on a radio station. A man's going is of the Most High. Tell you that right now. I could not have planned any of this. I'm just a willing vessel. 2:16.
Yes, sir. And that he might reconcile both unto God in one body by the cross, having slain the enmity thereby, and came and preached peace to you which were afar off, and to them that were nigh. For through him we both have access by one Spirit unto the Father.
Through Christ's sacrifice, we have access to the Father now. He's no longer at war with us. The Most High is no longer, he was at war with us. He says, you know what? Destroy them. I'm going to put them in the hand of the Gentiles, and they'll appreciate a God that loves them. Well, who's worthy to bring these people back to the Father? Who's more worthy than the first Spirit that was created out of the Godhead? His own Son. Can you imagine taking a son that do everything right, never bucked up against one directive, and have your son that you love in your ear and say, you know what, you go die for these evil people who hates me, who defy me. Think about those. You got a son that does everything right, and he's the one that got to die for everyone else. But he was the only one worthy. But that also tells us embodies the understanding of how much the Most High loves us, that he would do that. What mercy. And that's one thing I can't stand, is when people get this truth and learn the law, when they don't actually integrate the spirit of mercy with it. Yeah, you got the law, but where's your mercy? Everything is condemnation, hatred, variance, but with no mercy. Like the Most High gave his own son and gave us mercy, but we're merciless. For through him we both have access by one Spirit unto the Father. Read.
Now therefore ye are no more strangers and foreigners, but fellow citizens with the saints, and of the household of God.
It's through Christ's blood that we're back in the house after getting kicked out. Read on.
And are built upon the foundation of the apostles and prophets, Yeshua Mashiach himself being the chief cornerstone.
Christ being what?
The chief cornerstone.
You cannot have a temple without a chief cornerstone. And the pillars that would actually hold this whole thing up are the disciples. It's this doctrine that brings the temple of God to earth. The doctrine given to the 12 disciples is quite that simple. Read.
21. In whom all the building fitly framed together groweth unto an holy temple in the Lord.
In the Lord, read.
In whom ye also are builded together for an habitation of God through the Spirit.
And whom ye also builded together for an habitation of God through the Spirit. Where the Most High is dedicating his temple back to him through the body of Christ, through the church. The foundation is Christ, right? Now, Elder Lawyer, if you will, let's go to Revelations 21, verse 14. Speaking of this building.
Revelation 21 and 14.
Read.
And the wall of the city had 12 foundations, and in them the names of the 12 apostles of the Lamb.
The 12 apostles of the Lamb, the pillars. This is the temple being built again in the Spirit before the world's eyes. Being dedicated again. I mean, it must be a sight from the heavenly realm where the angels from the heavens is seeing this go down all over the earth. A people called back to him. Read down to 17, Elder.
Yes, sir. And he that talked with me had a golden reed to measure the city, and the gates thereof, and the wall thereof. And the city lieth foursquare, and the length is as large as the breadth. And he that measured the city with the reed, 12,000 furlongs. The length and the breadth and the height of it are equal.
Read.
And he measured the wall thereof 144 cubits, according to the measure of a man.
144,000. The measure of a man, read.
That is of the angel.
That is of the angel. What angel? The angel that goes to measure the 144,000. That's how the temple is now being dedicated back to the Almighty. Christ the foundation. The 12 disciples is the pillar that hold these things up, which is the doctrine he left Peter. And the 144,000 will be used to spread the ministry to bring forth God's temple. That's how the temple is being built again in the Spirit, right before our eyes. Each and every one of us, including our children, is a part of this temple. Revelations 14, verse 3.
Yes, sir. Revelation 14 and verse 3.
Read.
And they sung, as it were, a new song before the throne,
Before the throne.
and before the four beasts, and the elders. And no man can learn that song but the 144,000, which were redeemed from the earth.
Which were redeemed from the earth. The 144,000 are redeemed from the earth. And there's a song that will be given. This new song. So you say, well, what is this? Well, the new song was a doctrine that came that pulled us all back into the temple. We started hearing something different, contrary to what we were raised to understand. The gospel. The truth. Read the 4th verse.
These are they which are not defiled with women.
When it says defiled with women, read.
For they are virgins.
When people look at it, hold up, these are Catholic preachers, priests who didn't have wives? No. When it says what? For they are virgins, it's chaste virgins. After being baptized, they're made white and cleansed again to be accepted for the bridegroom. Read.
These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto God and to the Lamb.
Read.
And in their mouth was found no guile.
And in their mouth is found no guile. No hatred, disrespect, anger. Read.
For they are without fault before the throne of God.
For they are without fault before the throne of the Most High. Now, also when they went long time ago during the time of Antiochus and tore down the temple and took out the artifacts, they stole the menorah. So, according to this new temple and Christ's church, where's the menorah for the temple? Huh? I'm going to show you the menorah that replaces the physical menorah. The 7 churches. That's the temple being dedicated back. It's cold how the Most High done this. Last scripture. Let's go to the book of Revelation, the 1st chapter. Let's start at the 1st verse.
Yes, sir. Revelation chapter 1, verse 1. The revelation of Yeshua Mashiach, which God gave unto him, to show unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass. And he sent and signified it by his angel unto his servant John, who bare record of the word of God and of the testimony of Yeshua Mashiach and of all things that he saw. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand.
Now, the time is at hand. Let's go down to the 13th verse.
Verse 13. And in the midst
Matter of fact, let's go to
11.
11, yes.
Verse 11. Saying, I am Alpha and Omega,
The beginning and the end, and Tha,
the first and the last, which thou seest, write in a book, and send it unto the 7 churches which are in Asia, unto Ephesus, and unto Smyrna, and unto Pergamos, and unto Thyatira, and unto Sardis, and unto Philadelphia, and unto Laodicea.
So these 7 churches held the true doctrine directly from what? The doctrine that was conveyed through the disciples. And that's why Christ himself judged these churches to say, okay, you look at what I like about these churches and look at what I judge these or condemn these churches for and reprimand. And find all the good things that was celebrated in all these 7, and you'll have Christ's church. 12.
And I turned to see the voice that spake with me, and being turned, I saw the 7 golden candlesticks. And in the midst of the 7
There
candlesticks,
go your menorah for the temple. So it's the same, but it's in the spirit. Right? God's people were what? Defiled, destroyed, like the temple was. They took the candlestick out. They dispersed us and amongst the Gentiles. We lost our way. But through the cornerstone and the pillars, the Most High was able to cleanse us up and prepare us and dedicate us back to the temple as God's people.
And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle.
Christ himself amongst what? The 7 candlesticks. The priest. Read.
His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow. And his eyes were as a flame of fire. And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace.
A black man. Read.
And his voice as the sound of many waters.
Read.
And he had in his right hand 7 stars, and out of his mouth went a sharp 2-edged sword, and his countenance was as the sun shineth in his strength.
Let's go all the way down to the 20th verse to get the mystery.
Verse 20. The mystery of the 7 stars which thou sawest in my right hand, and the 7 golden candlesticks. The 7 stars are the 7 angels of the 7 churches.
The 7 angels that are over the 7 churches. Those are the angels that began to bring us all together throughout the earth. His church. They're the menorah that's been working. The 7 angels worked and guided us all together. The 7 stars, they're the menorah. The 7 stars are the angels of the 7 churches. Read.
And the 7 candlesticks which thou sawest are the 7 churches.
Are the 7 churches. And I thank the Most High that through the dedication, Christ's sacrifice, we are now here amongst God's temple. The gathering of Christ's church, my brothers and sisters. Praise the Almighty. I'm so blessed to be here amongst you all. And we're going to enjoy our time together. And I know we got the food ready, but I said that I would open it up for at least 5 minutes. For those, if you have any questions or anything, now is the opportunity to be in face-to-face with us to get those questions answered. All right? Just raise your hand and just come up here to the stage if you have a question. If not, it's all good. Wilt you see? Okay. Hold up. Oh. What are we doing? It's time to break some bread and wine, eh? You can just tell I have my head just fit to go into this lesson. Usually I say, you know what, let's do our bread and wine to get in the spirit of what was going on. But I'm like, man, let's get straight into the word. Hope we've all been edified today concerning the Feast of Dedication, what it means and how it's restored according to the Almighty. All right, Elder Lawyer. We're going to just break some bread and wine real quick. If we can, you can turn down any music so that we can commune with our brothers and sisters. Elder Lawyer, if you can read the bread and wine, the commune. We commune with the body of Christ here present. We thank you all for coming. and enduring through these tough times. A lot of prophecies going on. They didn't use the migrants and all this others to bring forth new policy. All of them are running back to their own country, waiting for the fall. But guess what? While the whole world falls, the children of Israel, we rise. All right, so we're not going to panic through all this. We're going to prepare through all of this. And the same spirit that led us out the first time, only to return stronger than we were when we left. All of us will one day be in the wilderness in preparation for Zion. It's going to happen. Elder Lawyer, if you will.
Yes, sir. 1 Corinthians 11 and 23. For I received of the Lord that which I also delivered unto you, that the Lord Yeshua, the same night in which he was betrayed, took bread. And when he had given thanks, he brake it and said, Take, eat, this is my body, which is broken for you. This do in remembrance of me.
Brothers and sisters, I know that people have done you wrong and all this other stuff. And there's always somebody in the back of our minds that we thinking, I'm never going to forgive that person. There's always that thing. There's always one person you're like, you know what? Forgive him.
That's right.
Because that means someone who did wrong and being used by darkness, they have that power over you to always remind you of a dark moment. So when we talk about that refining is also taking out that dark moment that was left by others that leaves us with a spirit not to forgive. Think about that person and say, you know what? I'm going to chalk it up and put it on Christ. And I'm not going to let that darkness of that person affect the future when it comes to me walking with Christ. That darkness is not going to pull me down or backward. I'm going to forgive this person so I can set myself free and become stronger in the Almighty. So understand that when you eat this bread, that's what Christ did. Don't forget, when he went to the dish, guess who hand was there with him first? Judas. And you know what? He died for Judas too. He died for Judas too. Judas was so riddled with guilt, he couldn't bear that he had a hand in killing a man he loved. So again, we can't be totally free unless we let go all of the childhood trauma and all the things we've gone through that make us untrusting people. Forgive. Eat.
After the same manner, he also took the cup when he had supped, saying, This cup is the New Testament in my blood. This do ye as often as ye drink it in remembrance of me.
This is Christ's sacrifice for us, remembering this on the Feast of Dedication. That is through his blood that we can now stand together as one. God's people, the children of Israel, sit in God's temple, which is Christ's church. This is what he did for us. And through this sacrifice, we sacrifice for others. Drink. Kwam Yesha Allah. Kwam Yesha Allah. Kwam Yesha Allah. Rise, God's people. All praises. Man, I love y'all. I'm going to tell you that right now. All praises be to the Almighty. We're going to turn it over to who's the host here. Come on up, host, and you can bring it in. We have some food we have to eat, but before we do that, I said I would open up a question, so I'll open it up for one question. Yes, sir. Come on up.
Mic check, mic check.
Thank you, sir. Oh, you got me cough drops, man. Y'all just got everything working, ain't it? Even though I think I'm over this thing, I still want y'all to make sure y'all take some Clorox wipes or something and clean this microphone. Yeah, I just want to make sure, even though I think I'm over it, but still, I'm going to be very careful. I'm going to sterilize my hands when I get in and wash everything off. So I'll be very cognizant as I hug the saints. But what is your question?
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. It's one.
So my question, I got just a quick lead in and then a question. Yes, sir. So back then you had, tabernacles, 900 people come together. We had brothers from double-digit congregations building tents together, so forth. Volunteered, in some of the groups that Deacon Shawan has at Passover. So it gives a chance to work with brothers from all over the country. Having said that, I'm under the leadership of Bishop Anya in Cleveland, Ohio, love my bishop. But I know, Bishop Gocc, I know Deacon Gabar, meeting Elder Dale for the first time today. Don't really know Deacon Yakat. And what I'm saying is, I'm only a couple hours away from all of these congregations. Is there, let me say this. Is it possible, or do you think it would be a good idea for maybe brothers to come together, even if it's just on a leadership level, and let's say you do a one-day survival class, a couple brothers from Detroit, a couple brothers from Pittsburgh, a couple brothers from Columbus, a couple from Cleveland, so that we actually can work together, because it's great to break bread together on a day like this, but when you actually are building tents together, when you're volunteering and actually working together, you get to know who you labor amongst, like you're doing right now, 1 Thessalonians 5.
Yeah.
Or do you prefer that we stay at home, get our houses tight and in order at home, so that when we do have to come together, then hey, Cleveland is tight, Detroit is tight, Pittsburgh is tight. What would you say?
Well, that's a good question. I would say it's not either or, do both. Right? But just make sure that it's disciplined. It's within the parameters of the church. Check with the elders to give us what that particular itinerary looks like when coming together and all that, so it's not violating what our positions are as a church. And if it's approved, of course, come together.
All praise. All praise.
All right. And live on. I mean, who would discourage that? Yes. Someone else has a question?
Yes. You would just take a one?
Yeah, you come on. No, you can come on up.
Yep.
Shalom, young man. How old are you?
Good. How are you?
How old are you?
Good.
How old?
Oh, 13.
13. You're going to be good for the Young Maccabees program. Look at that.
And my question is, how did you start this church? How did the Holy Spirit reveal to you that this was the truth?
I found out that I was an Israelite in my early 20s. But the ministry you see here happened. It was some serious weird stuff happening. What happened to me is that I was going in one direction, but there was still some level of indecision based on what I came out of. But I knew I had to do something. I was working in the corporate world, and I was feeling guilty. I would look at the news and understand exactly what was going on, and I was looking around, and I couldn't even talk to people about it. It's deep that you understand what's going to happen, and you're the only one everywhere you go can actually see it. So I think the impactful part of my life that led me on this mission here And I'm sure there was many things that I could point to, but the one thing in particular was I was doing a 7-day fast, cold turkey, no food, no water. And I was in the room, and it was something, it's not a voice, but it's a thought that's clear. And you must follow that thought. I was told not to cut on any lights, not to use any electricity, use the sun for day and the moon at night, no computers, no nothing. And I just sat there. And I would open up the Bible and I would write things down as it came to me. And it's deep because by the 5th day of the fast, young man, I could just flip the Bible open and everything it says, go, flee, go before the people, this, that, and the other. And I just wrote everything down. As a matter of fact, everything in my precept booklet that I give for the academy is all I got through those 7 days. And when the Most High even showed me who was going to actually bring me food at the end of the fast. And at the end of the fast, it was sundown. I opened the door and the person was there with the food. I spoke to Zionash right now, and he's overseas. He's in Turkey right now. And I said, Zionash, he says, Ricard, you don't got to tell me. I'm like, what? He says, the Most High told me we had to go out and teach. We're going out Saturday. And we went and taught. And that began the Gathering of Christ Church. I just went out there and started teaching. And at that point, I understood, young man, is that we restrict ourselves. We bind ourselves. The white man isn't holding none of us down. We hold ourselves down because there's a programmed fear of failure that was actually utilized to keep us from fully trusting in the Most High. From that day on, in that room, that's the spirit I'm guided with. Regardless of what people think, when I know, because I know what it is when it's right. Regardless of what people might think. What I understood in that room, I always understand that presence. And when there's a decision, a hard decision, I can recognize when the Spirit is telling me to do what's right. Even against what everybody might believe is right. It's the same Spirit. So I trust that because that's the same Spirit that led me to do what we're doing here. It's trusting in the Spirit.
That's right. That's right.
And don't forget, young man, when we left, I'm going to tell you right now, young man, when we left, we probably had altogether about less than $20,000. I thought that, okay, I can use that. We can definitely sustain in one of these poor countries for a little bit while I find a way. I looked up, young man, and there was people out of nowhere, Maestro and all these people coming from overseas after seeing me on the video saying, yeah, I'm here. I didn't even know these people. And I'm sitting there looking at all the money I have left. And these people saying that they was over here, I'm coming to flee. I had to take all the money that we had to make sure these people had housing, to make sure they wasn't out there in a third world country and not be destroyed. And at that point, I was flat broke. Nothing. Which means, if the Most High wasn't with these decisions, you talking about putting everything on the line, young man. But it was the right thing to do. And I'm like, if the Most High's not going to leave me out here doing right by his people. You understand? So you got to trust that spirit. When you know you're doing right and the Most High is in you, you have to step out in faith to understand that there's another element, a spiritual element to this world that this world does not teach. This world teaches you to conform to the laws and fears you've been programmed with. And what am I telling you, young man? Whatever you think in your mind under the Spirit of the Most High, you can do it. You can do it. All the people that say no or come with an obstacle of why you can't do it first, you have to be able to look beyond the person and understand that's a spirit saying stop. It's a spirit jumping from one person to the next saying no, don't condemn me. Don't get with that God. Don't get with that Christ. It's not those people. Become the best disciple you can become. Don't worry about what the people say. Stand, brother. And I'm going to tell you, the Most High is going to put everything on the road that's needed for you to bring forth his kingdom. You got it? My brother. Let me turn it back around. Okay, that ain't no questions, or we got some more? There go another man standing there. You have a question? Oh, come on. Can you come over here so we can see you? Again, young man, everyone have their own path, which means I don't want you going around, you sitting up in your room and your mother and father looking at you, talking about you in the dark for 7 days, talking about you doing whatever God y'all doing. All right, everybody got their own walk. All right, what works, what the Most High did, he understood what was going on in my life that would lead me to have to do that at that moment. It's not for everyone else. You're going to have your own road to Damascus moment. Maybe entirely different than what I had to deal with to understand my path. Okay? Everyone had their road to Damascus moment like Paul. So I'm saying, young man, all right, we wanted CPS knocking on the door. All right? Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Just a quick question. So I have a CFR, and I love the CFR. I had it for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that it has...
Can you speak up?
I'm sorry. So I love the fact that the CFR has Enoch, Jasher, Jubilee.
Yeah.
70 verses. I love it. But I can't bring it to church sometimes because the verbiage is a little different.
Yeah.
So I just use it more as a study book.
That's the way you're supposed to use it.
So I was just asking if you guys knew of a book that had Enoch, Jasher, and Jubilee, but still kept the same verbiage of 1611.
We do.
Okay, I would love. I mean, I got to save up probably for it, but I love.
Oh no, it don't cost that much. It don't cost that much.
Okay.
You know what? I think, believe it or not, I didn't know I was making a CFR when I first got the ministry. When I first started doing the ministry,
Okay.
someone donated me a printer, and we was teaching from someone's apartment, and I took a whole thing of paper from my job. I was a manager at that time. They weren't going to miss it. But anyway, I would print out all the books together and bind it and give it out to people. Everything you're saying. So you know what? We need to make us a Gathering of Christ church. CFR, but on the level with the precepts and all the books combined. You know what? We're going to do that. But in the meantime, you give the leader, you give, because don't we, man, the Most High, man, I was just out there. Who sit there all night, 2 in the morning, just printing out these books, hoping somebody gonna read this stuff? I'm like, man, what spirit the Most High had on me? I'm like, I was a one-man band. But anyway, I'll make sure, you give me your number and I'll make sure you get what you need. All right. All right, I only got room for 1 or 2 more because right now my stomach is hitting my back. That's the whole North Philadelphia saying right there.
We say that here too.
Right? I need nourishment.
Make a question about Shalom, brother.
Shabbat Shalom, sir.
My question is, what was your mindset when you went on your fast to figure out time? Were you doing that fast to find the time, or did you do the fast and the time came to you as you were doing your study?
I was going through a crossroad. in the flesh. I was going through a crossroad with people who, whether or not I knew they were my friends, I was going through something that was going on with my immediate family, my mother. And I was just, man, I'm like, listen, I need answers. So there was a circumstance that led to me being in a room by myself. And it was like, listen, there's too much to fix. It's just life in of itself. When we think about all of the things that bogs us down, there's no wonder our people, we stay impoverished. We stay poor because there's too much, it's too much to fix to a point where we give up. Well, brother, I know where that is. And it's come to a time where, okay, I don't have the answers. I may think I know this, that, and the other. I need help. Because my life is this thing is too twisted up for me to think about. It'll take me 5 years to fix each issue. And by the time each issue is fixed, I would have been 80. Right? So the whole thing is, sometimes you just have to give up and say, Lord, just give me a direction. And the Most High said, go. And what I learned is that sometimes we intertwine ourselves in trying to fix other people's issues. And by doing so, we never come to the fullness of who the Most High intended us to be. See, I couldn't fix everyone's issues when I was someplace else. That gave me time to think. I went out and did what the Most High said. And now, all the people that I was fixing problems for, they still had the same problems when I came back. So sometimes it's the Most High pulling you out and saying, well, no. Don't get drowned in this impoverished mindset to lose a gift I gave you to help my people. Step away. You can't fix everything. My son fixes everything. You understand? So it was just so many things at once. But it gave clarity though. I can only do my part. Right? And sometimes we care about everyone around us and everything and think it's our responsibility to fix them. When the kingdom has a narrow path that only one man can walk it at a time. We try to save everyone else and we can't even save ourselves. So it comes down to it was clarity. One thing I could do and know that I could actually achieve it was follow the Most High and teach that word. That's one thing I knew I could do. I'm like, well, if I do this with the Most High, it'll help me fix everything else. I thought that in the music business, I was going to get my mother a house and all that. I came back after a few years, 5 years or whatever the case, how long we was outside the country. Whatever that amount of time was. And my mother was living in elder housing. And I said, Mom, get up. I got you a place. She'd been living in public housing all her life. And you know what I was doing? I was singing. I was teaching. I was doing all that and came back with more than I've ever had by letting everything go. You understand? But a lot of people don't know. Too many people are fearful of taking that step into the unknown, of operating totally outside of the world's paradigm. But that was the answer. That was the answer.
All praise to the Most
My brother. Yeah, the food is getting cold. I deal with y'all one-on-one with the questions, but the food is getting cold, and it's time to eat. Right? Can you turn it back around?
Well, before we go any further,
Yeah.
food, is it
You keep it on.
possible, you can pray us out. But even praying us out, we still have to do the tithing and the offering.
Yeah.
So we got the bags ready to go for that, so I don't know how you want to go.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Right now, y'all can go around and deal with the collection now. Just get some men together and do a collection. And we thank you all for all you can contribute to help the work. Right? And while they're doing that, a matter of fact, let's do the Lord's Prayer first and then take the collection. Right? So we can put an attention on closing the service. And it's so, let me tell you, it's so blessed to be here with y'all, brothers and sisters. Elder Lawyer, hold up, son. Don't worry about it. You got a mic?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Elder Lawyer, if you can lead us in prayer.
All right.
The East?
Which way is the east?
Oh yeah, for the people that are out there, because the last time we did the East, I had some people put in the comment section, well, hold up, doesn't it say in Ezekiel that the priest went off against the Most High towards the east, praying towards the east? I'm like, no, the scripture's not talking about that. In the book of Chronicles, it says, face the place where the Most High built his temple, which is east. Well, don't forget that the priests in Ezekiel were already living in the east. So they turned their back against the Most High to begin to do things against the Most High. So when it says they turned their towards the east, they were already in the east, but they turned their back on the temple.
That's right.
So no, it's not saying when we face the east that we're doing what it is in Ezekiel. To get some understanding. Okay, we're supposed to face our land. It tells us that in Chronicles. That he would hear us in our captivity and forgive our sins so that one day we would return to the land. All right? If you will. Elder Lawyer.
Ahaya, Bahasham, Yeshaya, Warawak, our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not to temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Here you go, Lawyer.
Out the mud, out the pain, out the silence. We the ones that history tried to erase. Now the breath back in the bones, now the truth back in the tone. Rise up, this the awakening crew. We rise again. Out the struggle, out the sin, light in the dark, truth from within. The kingdom starts when we begin. We rise again. No chains hold where faith lives. Keep the law, walk in the wind. The story and where it all begins. From Nashville to Memphis, yeah, I walk that line. What a soul me struggle and pain refined. Now I'm in OKC, still preaching heat. From the south to the plains, the message repeat. Every mile I move, it's prophecy proof. Every word I drop, scripture in the booth. They said we lost, now we chosen seeds. Planting truth in the field where the spirit bleed. From the Delta blues to the Bible tone, I'm Ezekiel speaking to the dry bone. Cry loud, spare not, that's my cause. Sound a trumpet, I want them all. No fame, no flex, just grace and grind. Law with my heart, redemption in mind. They tryna dim with the most high lit, but the south stay glowing, this flame legit. We rise land, one nation under his hand. Different tongues, but the same plan. Keep the faith, that's how we land. We the salt of the earth, still seasoned. Chosen by grace, that's the reason. Not color, not fame, not pride. Covered in blood that never died. Deuteronomy to Revelation. This the final generation. We rebuild with dedication. Faith, our weapon, restoration. Memphis heart, Zion mind. Prophecy flow every time I rhyme. They try to hide divine, but the light still break through grime. Stand tall, sons and daughters. Walk upright, kings and queens. Keep his commandments, live clean. The kingdom's within you. Don't forget what that means. It's up. We rise, we rise, we rise again. Wait. Out the struggle, out the sin. Light in the dark, truth from within. The kingdom starts when we begin. We rise, we rise, we rise again. No chains hold where faith been. Keep the law, walk in the wind. The story end where it all began. Yeah. Listen, this ain't religion, it's redemption. You ain't black, you ain't Hispanic, you ain't native. You Israel. The same people Moses led through the sea. The same blood that built kingdoms from the dust. The same covenant the world forgot, but the Most High ain't forget. Deuteronomy 7:6 said, thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God. We chosen not by color, but by covenant. And now the dry bones breathe again. So rise, Judah. Stand tall. Benjamin, Ephraim, wake up your sons dead. Repent, it's a church, our time ain't coming. Our time is nine. The world had its run. Now the prophets run. Now the law returns. Now the prophets stand. Now Israel remembers. But it's named the man. Keep his commandments. Keep your crown clean. Keep your spirit sharp. Because the kingdom is closer than you think. It's closer than you think.